Hey, if you are watching this, I need your help. And I know that I usually don't make videos in English, but this is way too important. So please listen up. Today, I was contacted by the family members of one of the immigrants who was recently sent to Guantanamo Bay. And his family claims that he is 100% innocent. And contrary to what Donald Trump and his administration have been saying, they claim that he has no criminal record, no gang affiliation, and didn't even enter the United States illegally. And if what they are telling me is true, which I believe it is, this is one of the biggest stories I've ever seen. So let me break this down for y'all. This is Luis Alberto Castillo Rivera, who is originally from Venezuela. But a few years back, him and his family moved to Colombia, where he lived for a few years trying to make ends meet. But in 2024, seeking better opportunities, he decided to immigrate to the United States. But he wanted to do so the right way, so he decided to first go to Mexico. Once there, he made an appointment through the CBP One app to ask for asylum legally at a port of entry. And eventually, he was granted an appointment for January 19th of 2025. Here you can see his name, Luis Alberto Castillo Rivera. And so on January 19th, he showed up to the border crossing point in El Paso, Texas, and presented himself to immigration authorities. And as is customary, they took him in for processing. But unfortunately for Luis, the CBP One program was eliminated by Donald Trump on January 20th. So instead of being released, his detention was prolonged. More specifically, he was taken to the ICE processing center in El Paso, Texas, where, as you can see, he had the chance to talk regularly with his family members and even do video calls. But once in immigration detention, the government began to scrutinize him about some of his tattoos, particularly this one of Michael Jordan, which the government claims is associated with the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua. But Luis, his family, and everyone that knows him reject this narrative, and they have assured me that Luis is not affiliated to any gang. They even send me proof from Venezuela and Colombia showing that he has no criminal record in either country. However, despite this, the Trump administration apparently still categorized Luis as a potential member of the Tren de Aragua. As a result, agents at the El Paso Processing Center told Luis he would most likely not be allowed to stay in the United States and would instead be deported to Venezuela. So, for 2 weeks, Luis just waited in detention for that to happen. But on February 3rd, he called his family late at night, telling them that he would soon be released. He didn't know where to or how, but that's what they had told him, that he would be released. And since that day, his family lost all communication with him. But it seems that instead of being released, Luis was sent to Guantanamo Bay on February 4th early in the morning. And his family didn't even know of this until they saw pictures of him in the media. And here you can see one of the official pictures put out by the Department of Defense, and a picture of Luis where you can see the same tattoo on the other side of his neck. His family also saw these pictures of Luis being taken off the plane. So now they are sure that he is at Guantanamo Bay, but they have no way of speaking with him. And when they search him up in the immigration system, it says that he is still under custody in El Paso. But when they call the El Paso Detention Center, they say he's not there. So everything seems to indicate that yes, Luis is in Guantanamo Bay. But it's been almost a week and they have no news or any updates about him. No phone calls, no updates on his case, no idea what's going to happen with him, when he'll be released, how they're treating him, etc. In fact, they haven't even gotten answers as to why he was sent to Guantanamo Bay. Because according to the Trump administration, they're only sending the worst of the worst to Guantanamo. Those illegal immigrants who have committed horrible crimes in the United States. But Luis didn't even enter the country illegally, let alone commit a crime here, because he's never lived here. So now, understandably, the family is desperate and just wants answers. And I really don't blame them, because this is absolutely insane. And I think anyone who cares about our freedoms and liberties here in the United States should also be worried and demanding answers. Because if what the family is telling me is true and the government is really sending people with no criminal record and no crimes committed to Guantanamo Bay just because they look a certain way or have tattoos, then this is highly, highly alarming. So please help me out by spreading the word on this. And if y'all know anyone in the media or anyone else with a platform or anything, let's unite and try to find answers in this case. Not just for Luis and his family's sake, but for everyone's sake, because this is a very dangerous precedent that is being set. But anyway, let me know what y'all think. Thank you for your time, and God bless you all.